Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Zuriati Ilyani binti Muhammad Nizam. Today I would like to present my research, which is the danger of video game towards student learning effectiveness. E-sport, also known as electronic sport, are video game competition. Due to easy access to the internet and free download, online gaming has grown in popularity among people, especially the young. This study are to raise the awareness about the effect of video game on student ability to learn well in school and university. Next is problem statement. Video gaming is frequently seen as a fulfilling activity. Video gaming has been linked to numerous helpful and bad mental outcomes. The rising video game market has been observed as an inspiring and positive phenomenon, particularly for the young. However, there are some challenges faced by students to improve learning effectiveness. The general population and the mainstream media frequently believe that playing video game is unhealthy and dangerous. Most children and teenagers now have access to violent games that teach them how to carry out terrorist attacks, lead an anti-terrorist assault squad, and fly modern fighter plane. In general, video game can help students handle problems critically and creatively and develop their thinking and social skills. The objective of this research are as follows. First, to examine the significant relationship between the danger of video game and learning effectiveness. Second, to verify the most dominant danger of video game on student learning effectiveness. Third, to analyze the correlation between the danger of video game variable. Next is literature review. So the first independent variable is addiction. Addiction, video gaming, also known as a gaming disturbance or an internet gaming disorder, is often described as a problem of compulsive usage of video game, with the result that a person's performance in various areas of his life is significantly impaired for a long time. Aggression is defined by social psychologists as behavior meant to injure another individual who does not wish to be harmed. Next, health problem. The World Health Organization 2006 defined health as a condition of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not just the absence of sickness and disability. Video games are one of the elements that contribute to the prevalence of mental health disorder among students. This is common when students use video games as a means of escaping from problems. Cyberbullying is an aggressive behavior that is repeated over time by a group or an individual using technological means against a victim who cannot easily defend himself or herself. For the dependent variable, which is learning effectiveness, according to WHO et al. 2007, learning effectiveness refers to the extent to which a student acquires focal knowledge or skill. The research on learning effectiveness is often focused on teaching. Still, it can also apply to other situations when someone is immersed in a protracted process of difficult or new learning. So the first research hypothesis is there is a significant relationship between addiction and learning effectiveness. Second, there is a significant relationship between aggressive behavior and learning effectiveness. Third, there is a significant relationship between health problems and learning effectiveness. Fourth, there is a significant relationship between cyberbullying and learning effectiveness. Next is research methodology. For this research, quantitative analysis are used. The population of this study is 189,008 students. For example, 394 participants using simple random sample. The respondent for this research is student in UiTM Puncak Alam Selangor. For the reliability, the Cronbach alpha coefficient are used. It is to measure the scale of dependability. The Cronbach alpha coefficient is the most often used internal consistency measure. It is used to measure the internal consistency or how closely linked a group of things is to one another. Next is correlation. Correlation is degree of linear correlation between two sets of data. The researcher used Pearson correlation analysis. This form of analysis is beneficial when a researcher wishes to see whether there are any possible links between variables. It is sometimes misinterpreted that correlation analysis determines cause and effect. Next is multiple regression analysis. It is used to test for correlation between a dependent variable and independent variable. The researcher used SPSS software to run an analysis result of descriptive. So the first one is gender. 64% or 270 of the respondents are female and 137 or 36% of them are male. It shows that mostly respondents for this study are female. For age, 48% are between the age of 21 and 23, 22% are between the age of 18 and 20, 20% are between the age of 24 and 26, and 10% are over the age of 27. It was discovered that a significant majority of students at UiTM Puncak Alam are between the age of 21 and 23 years old. Course of study. 25% or 94 of the respondents are from the Faculty of Business and Management, 17% from the Faculty of Health Science, 14% from the Faculty of Education, 11% from the Faculty of Architecture, Planning and Survey, 10% from the Faculty of Art and Design, and 10% from the Faculty of Accountancy respectively, while another 7% and 6% are from Faculty of Pharmacy and Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management. From the result, it shows that majority of the respondents are from Faculty of Business and Management. Last is frequency of playing video games. 28% of those who responded play video game daily, with another 28% playing video games several times a week. Approximately 87% of the respondents, or 23%, play video games several times a year, with another 21% playing video games several times a month. Results suggest that most respondents play video games daily, or at least several times a week, according to the survey findings. So for the reliability analysis, all of the independent and dependent variables meet the criteria of 0.90, except for the aggressive behavior, which is at 0.80. This means that the questionnaire is very good at measuring all constructs consistently. Correlation analysis. As a result, cyberbullying has highest connection coefficient with learning efficiency, which is R equal to 0.789, followed by addiction, R equal to 0.723, aggressive behavior, R equal to 0.673, and health issue, R equal to 0.756. For regression, first is model summary. The value of R was calculated to be 0.833 and the coefficient of determination, which is R squared, to be 0.693. The R2 value in the R squared column indicate the percentage of variance in the dependent variable learning effectiveness that can be explained by independent factors such as addiction, aggressive behavior, health problem, and cyberbullying. A score of 0.693 suggested that 69.3% of learning effectiveness was significant. Next is ANOVA. The regression ANOVA is shown in table, which examine the variable for a linear connection. The importance of a function is determined using the F-test. F estimate equal to 214.044, P equal to 0.00, which is 0.05, and R2 equal to 0.693 were the result of the F-test at the 1% significance level. As a result, the model was significant at the 1% level of significance. The result suggested that it was sufficient to account for the independent variable influence on the dependent variable. Multiple regression model can be used to focus the danger of video game on learning effectiveness. This demonstrates that the data is highly variable. For coefficient, addiction, health problem, and cyberbullying all had a positive impact on student learning effectiveness. Aggressive behavior has no significant effect on learning effectiveness of students. This is due to the fact that the variable has a statistically significant value greater than 0.05. For research objective achievement, the first objective is to examine the significant relationship between the danger of video games and learning effectiveness. Among the four predictive effects, cyberbullying was the most outstanding as it has the largest Pearson correlation value, which is 0.789. As a result, it is possible that age-related factors contribute to cyberbullying among students. The second objective is to verify the most dominant danger of video games on student learning effectiveness. Cyberbullying has the most influence on student learning effectiveness out of all four independent factors. It has the highest t-value, which is equal to 8.252 of any of the four independent variables examined. Fudi et al. 2015 found that the extensive use of modern technology has resulted in the rapid growth of incidents of cyberbullying or bullying conducted through electronic device. The last objective is to analyze the correlation between the danger of video game variable. Cyberbullying has a Pearson correlation score of 0.789, making it the most significant of the four perceived effects examined in the study. 64% of females are playing their role to identifying the correlation between independent variables. Research hypothesis achievement. So the first hypothesis is there is a significant relationship between addiction and learning effectiveness. There is a connection between addiction and the ability to learn well. According to the finding, addiction has a statistical significant value less than 0.05, which is 0.00, and the t-value is 4.037. Addiction, according to Best 2015, causes students to spend less time studying and more time in front of a computer. As a result, the hypotheses are accepted. Second hypothesis, there is a significant relationship between aggressive behavior and learning effectiveness. There is no correlation between aggressive behavior and learning effectiveness. According to the finding, aggressive behavior has no statistical significance greater than 0.05, which is 0.681, and the t-value is 0.411, which is a low value. The author of Fisher et al. 2010 discovered that a game character can boost the effect of video games on aggression, but that it has no effect on the effectiveness on student learning. As a result, the hypothesis is rejected. The third hypothesis, there is a significant relationship between health problem and learning effectiveness. There is a relationship between health problem and learning effectiveness. Based on the result, health problem has significant value that less than 0.05, which is 0.00, and the t-value is 3.899. According to the American Psychiatric Association, 1980, health issue can influence the student's ability to learn. Insomnia, for example, can lead to a lack of energy, irritation, and difficulty concentrating in the classroom. Thus, the hypothesis is accepted. The last hypothesis, there is a significant relationship between cyberbullying and learning effectiveness. There is a link between cyberbullying and the effectiveness of learning. According to the finding, cyberbullying has a significant value less than 0.05, which is 0.00, and the t-value is 8.252, indicate that it is a serious problem. According to Falk and Bolton 2005, bullying can have a negative influence on student ability to learn due to their physical trait, social connection, social ability. In this situation, people may avoid class out of fear of being bullied, reducing the effectiveness of learning. This hypothesis is therefore accepted. Contribution of result. First, student. It helps students understand what video games are and whether they have a significant effect on their ability to learn. It presents a new perspective on the educational potential of video games. It aids in the development of children's problem-solving capabilities. For industry, by getting the most recent statistics and information on danger of video games, the business will be able to limit the creation of video games that pose a risk to the kids, while increasing the effectiveness of learning based on the level of learning. The recommendation of future research. The researcher advised the future research to think other elements that included in this study, for instance, family issue and peer influence. Second, future academics should devote additional time and effort. Third, other groups, just as employee, should be focused for the future research on the influence of video games. Consumers' technological preference should be examined in the future study so that they can more effectively participate in determining the influence of video games in their life. In conclusion, there are many effects of video games that can impact student learning effectiveness. For instance, in this study, the researcher found that video games can lead to addiction, health problems, and cyberbullying, and this indirectly affects student learning effectiveness. That's all from me. Thank you.